Yeah, okay. Can I please also invite my guests, Varys and Yanis, please, on the stage. Please give them a round of applause. Take your seats. Thank you all for joining us. I know it's late. I know it's getting tiring, but you're staying with us. That means you clearly have an interest in Forex, and this is why we're here. So today's topic, interestingly, is going to be about liquidity mastery, strategic partnerships, and risk management for Forex success. We are here. I want to also introduce myself, founder and CEO of Traders Brawl Media. We are a professional storytelling creative agency. We have our booth just down this corner. I would like to now invite to the stage Varys. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here, and it's an amazing day today here, and good to see all of you here. My name is Waris Saeed, and I'm based in Dubai. We are an investment company and advising government, corporates, and high network individuals into the business for last more than 15 years. Thank you.
Fantastic. And Yanis?
Hello, everybody, again. So I'm the CEO of GVD Markets. We are a multi-regulated Forex broker. We do specialize in retail clients, but we also serve institutional clients and provide liquidity services. I think we can
Got it. Fantastic. Thank you for that. Let's dive right in. I want to get right straight into it. Since we're talking about liquidity, why is liquidity so crucial for Forex traders? I'm wondering, now that we have this trend of prop trading, where instead of trading the company's money, you can win these challenges, and then you get access to like 200K of trading, and you keep 90% of the profits. I wanted to get your view on this. Is this a sustainable product over time? Is this good? What are your views on this?
So it is sustainable. I believe that it is sustainable because of the structure of the prop trading. But eventually, I mean, in prop trading, you have a fixed profit. In our case, it might be 200,000. But nobody has a cap when they're trading by themselves or for themselves. So there is not a cap on 200,000. It might be 500,000, 2 million, 3 million. I'm not saying that everybody will be able to generate this profit. But it's one thing when you have to compete with 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 other people to get to a 200,000 price. And you also have the time pressure to do this in X period of time, like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever the case might be. And it's something else when you are going to take the decisions in your own time convenience, and then you can set up a target for yourself of 200,000 or more.
Interesting. And Varys, what are your take on this?
Yeah, I think right now the money's become more cheap all over the world after the FedEx cut the rates, so it's become more available. Liquidity has pumped in more, and further VC is going to pump more. So it will be more available for the prop traders as well. Prop trading also, it's getting more and more momentums. Liquidity, I don't see will be an issue going forward. And the returns now we see as getting more, margins are getting much better. So this is much beneficial as on today than it was before.
We have so many brokers here today, so many different ones exhibiting. Sometimes it can be lost and hard to distinguish what makes a broker different from another. There's things like spread, cost of commission. When it comes to liquidity provider, what are some factors to consider when choosing the liquidity provider to go with?
So the first that everybody need to take into consideration, both companies and traders, is the consistency. Because eventually what makes the difference, if someone is going to pay 0.1 or $1 per lot more or $1 less, or if people are going to have access to 100 assets or 300 assets, it does not really make a difference. The difference comes down to when someone is going to start trading or when a company is going to use a liquidity provider to have stable pricing, not to have any technical difficulties, not to have any issues which will disturb the trading activities of the clients or of the company.
I think I'll add one thing. I think the more regulated a liquidity provider is, like the more licenses they have, the more they should be having more funding as well, liquidity, but also they're more strict, they're more, adhering to the laws and regulation. That's something I personally look. the third thing I also look at is, are they also a liquidity provider for crypto exchanges? Because that's another thing. Diversify, not just in Forex, but also in crypto. This is my personal. Well, I wonder what your take
Yeah,
is.
completely agree. So as a broker, there are various factors, you know. Of course, when it comes to crypto, you have a more margin, you have arbitrage between country to country, currency to currency. You know, USDT in, let's say, in South Africa is something else, and in Japan something else. So there's a big margin, you know, as compared to, of course, it's come down because of AI and some other tools, but still, it's right now 5-7% still there. And as you said that because of regulations, it depends which country and how the broker pays, you know. So a lot of factors are there which has to bring in more.
So now, you mentioned crypto as well. I also mentioned it. The rise of cryptocurrencies, is this a liquidity challenge or an opportunity? Bitcoin is still not regulated in some industries. Many countries still see it as a casino. I wondered, has the emergence of cryptocurrencies impacted liquidity in the Forex market? What is your opinion on that?
Well, of course, cryptocurrencies increase the liquidity and the volumes in the Forex market as well, because all brokers offer all assets on their platforms. So eventually, even if a client wants to trade crypto CFDs or cryptos on a Forex broker, it will increase the volume. So this creates the need of having multiple liquidity providers, as you said. First of all, for stability issues, and second of all, for pricing issues. And not a company, any company, Forex broker, they have their own vision, they have their own mission. They want to focus on ABC product. They want to address their product on a specific category of clients. The same goes with the LPs. Some LPs that they might be, I don't know, FCA regulated, for example, they will invest more on getting UK stocks or European stocks or American stocks. Some others, they will have bigger access to Forex. Some others, they will have more access to cryptos. So, of course, to diversify, it makes more sense.
And your take?
I think crypto has now, you know, over a period of time, it has integrated now into the main channel. Also, right now, we see USD, you know, which is once, like few years back, was dominating the world. Now we see BRICS coming up their own currency, other, like, you know, so it's more like a more diversified, more backups. Like, so I think the volume of cryptocurrency is going to go high, and the so volume is going to go high. We are in a war time, you know, where we have Russia, Ukraine, all of these things going around. So it will take further high. Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of there's scope to suggest that Bitcoin is increasing in value, because one Bitcoin now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is $64,000 US. A few years back, it was of course much lower. But you look at $1 now, and you consider the cost of living. What is $1 worth? What is $10 worth? You know, what is $100 worth? When money printing is keep going. So the argument for crypto is that it's sort of like a way to park cash, a hedge against inflation. I don't know. Do you agree with that?
Of course, and if we want to take crypto as in real investment terms, we also need to take into consideration the production of crypto, because like Bitcoin, for example, I think they are near 100% of circulation. So it's going to be whatever it's going to be. The demand is going to be there. I see no way of the demand slowing down, especially since all regulators are trying to create a frame or a governance frame for the cryptocurrencies. And at the same time, the supply is going to become less and less and less. So it actually makes sense to consider cryptos as a pure investment product for the time being.
Fine. But go ahead.
Yeah, so crypto as an asset class, if you see, you know, and you compare with the US dollar, so, you know, when we see US dollar as compared to inflation, it has a negative return, you know, whereas, of course, we cannot compare just the cash money with the crypto, because both are like completely different asset class. But comparing a crypto with, in terms of investment, in terms of having a portfolio, definitely it does make a difference to beat inflation, to be, and as you said that, you know, the volume, the demand of crypto, and it's getting more and more. The more people are getting into it, more countries are want to regulate. They want to bring crypto under regulations. The demand's going to increase, and the volume's going to increase. And of course, it's a good way to have into the portfolio.
Yeah. Now, I'm really glad this leads me to the next question because you both seem to be quite bullish on cryptocurrencies being adopted. But why still, I've been to certain booths today, broker to broker, and I've asked the question, do you, provide any cryptocurrencies? And they all say no. And I say, why? I say, the regulations don't let us. So my question is, do you think there will be a time, a foreseeable future, that regulators will allow for brokers to include cryptocurrencies to trade?
Of course, many regulators. Okay, it's a kind of a tricky part. Even CISEX, for example, in Cyprus or the FSA, in Seychelles, both of them allow or they have a separate licensing for cryptos. The thing is that the licenses they provide are mostly oriented in the AML perspective, so in money laundering basically. So they know they cannot regulate a market that is not regulated by nature, but they can control who is entering these markets in terms of investment. For the time being, we need to settle on this.
Let's say talking about UAE, Dubai, here the SCA, Central Security of Commodity Authority, they have come up with the new law VARA, which is virtual asset. Have given the first license. Now let's say I compare your same question. So for example, I don't know how many of you are using some of the banks, let's say the YO bank, So few years back, like maybe 1 year back, you cannot buy cryptocurrency. Let's say if you are an individual having a small amount or whatever, you were not able to get it through exchange. If you get through exchange, again, as you said, you have a AML things and other things. But with the bank integrated with crypto, it becomes so easy and accessible to all that just go an app regulated by a bank here, buy whichever some of the currencies which you want to buy cryptocurrency. So that's where the regulations are coming in. And Dubai, UAE is leading the game, where it's attracting global talent, global companies, especially in the crypto field, to come to Dubai, to UAE, and that's we see the growth and the attraction that's having around the world.
Yeah, I think not too long ago, a couple of months back, I think there was a case where a court case involving crypto, where I think salary was paid in crypto, but it wasn't paid, and they took it to court. The court acknowledged that crypto is a means of exchange and it should be paid. And then they recognized that crypto is a form of currency that can be paid. But it happened only this year. So we're still scratching the surface, but progress is progress, 1% rule, it's still something. But I also want to say, I think another rule came out that there's no taxes on crypto conversions. Did you hear this? Did you hear about this in Dubai?
But now they have come up, if you saw today's news, so they're coming up with new laws on how to tax crypto.
Right.
But what I see, this is a good discussion.
Right.
At least regulator knows that they want to commit,
Right.
So which is a good positive sign for the crypto world.
Now, I'm wondering now, but going back to liquidity, and now we're in the phase of, AI and AI being able to trade on behalf of humans. Do you think that this will, imagine a world where AIs are trading with AIs. How does it work? Because there has to be a buyer and a seller. There has to be. If there's no buyer, no one can sell. If there's no seller, no one can buy. But if everyone is using a bot, you're using a bot, you're using a bot, I'm using a bot. So my bot will trade with your bot will trade with his. How do you guys envision this dystopian world?
So my main concern is the following. Okay, AIs, they will follow a pattern. AIs are made by humans. So if I am going to build an AI, I'm going to make it based on my interest and my level of understanding. Maybe I'm not a crypto expert and you are. So you are going to build your own AI based on whatever you understand. So the AI is not self-created. It's someone creating it. So eventually, it's going to be, I will not call it AI. I'm going to call it automated trading based on the creator's beliefs and needs and expectations, of course. So I don't see AIs competing each other because they are made for different things. The same like liquidity provision. Everybody specializes on something else. It cannot be the same.
Right. Your view?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's I completely agree. It's going to be crypto this way. Actually, I lost the question.
Basically, I'm wondering if everyone is trading with AI bots, then how will it work? Because you have your bot, I have my bot.
Yeah. So I think this will be very interesting. I expect this is very interesting to have AI talking to AI
Yeah.
and in a crypto world.
Right.
So which will be very interesting, and we're gonna see how it turn out to be. But it's gonna be interesting, yeah. And I'm sure there will be ways to handle and manage and take it further.
Interesting, interesting take. Still very dystopian, and I'm wrapping my head around it. I'm still, of course, a manual trader. I am able to set my parameters of what to trade and as in like when to take profit, when to set my profit loss, things like that. And of course, the bot can trade at milliseconds that we cannot trade at. Of course, the bot has that ability, capability. It just makes sense that the transition is going to happen sooner, that even kids at school will probably not have to go to school or not even have to go to university because they're using bots that are making profit for them. And this is going to create a real, different economy if it's successful.
Then, okay, I'm going to answer with a question.
Sure.
Actually, a comment, a remark. There are AIs that work very well in specific industries or specific situations. But the Forex industry is so dynamic, and the fundamentals, whether we like it or not, play a very big role. So as long as the AIs are not able to incorporate in their built-up, setup, call it however you want, the fundamental aspect of trading, I don't believe that it's going to be on a level that is sufficient for people to create a sustainable income. But again, this is only my opinion. It's my personal opinion.
No, I'm with you on that. And another thing on the right, following up from that, if AI is doing all this, where does risk management come in? Because risk management is generally by a human is behind it. But where is the risk management behind a bot? All I can tell is stop loss. You said it, but what else is the risk management behind it? Can you think?
There is none. This is exactly the thing that AIs are not capable for the time being. Take into consideration other factors besides the technical aspect of this, so technical indicators. So they have a stop loss, a MACD, an RSI, or whatever the case might be. But if something else happens outside the parameters of these indicators, they are not capable of accumulating that in the risk management. So it's a pure risk management on the level of technical analysis, but there is zero support in the terms of fundamental analysis.
So risk management will not be on a technical, as you rightly said, but on a overall. So what you mentioned is about just on a technical analytics side on a trading platform. But how I see risk will be have a broader picture, broader way. So it will be like mixed with compliance as a human, and then more on a outer scale to manage the risk, because AI won't be able to. It will just go with the dots and things like that.
Yeah, it's almost like a self-regulating risk management. Because would you concede that the AI bot can take away emotional trading? Because it's based on trading on past data. Would you concede that? Or is that a myth?
Emotions are built, emotions come in when the AI is built. If you build your own AI or I build my own AI and
Yes.
I trade on NFP and I always lose the NFP, I might exclude the trading behavior or the market movement during NFPs. But this means that at the same time, because I'm not taking into consideration this huge chunk of data, my AI is not going to be so accurate. So from creating the AI, from building the AI, emotions are already involved. Unless if someone will take all the data from all trading sessions and put them in an AI. Whatever is going to be excluded in the creation of an AI, the way I see this is at the same time an emotional input.
And why wouldn't it be possible to take all the data from all history and create an AI?
It is possible. The question is if someone is going to do it.
Right, right. If a person were to do it, and I think it's happening faster than we can think of, because humans are creating AIs to create AIs. That's another trend. An AI that creates AIs. So when this does happen eventually, not if, but when it does, someone can take that, what you just said, create an AI that takes all the past historic data, and would that mean that this AI has an advantage over your AI or somebody else's AI?
So So for example, you mentioned about the emotions in trading.
Yes.
So I think your question is mostly about professional traders or institutional traders. they don't buy emotions. They go just with the tradings, numbers, figures, chat. But you have to also understand that there are a lot of investors, a lot of who are not professional, who come from a retail, from a like they are trading from a like a banking or the platform. So even now they buy with emotions. They go, they don't follow the chart, they don't follow this. So when the AI comes in, right? So still they will be going with the emotions. Of course, like it will be mixed, but it will be interesting to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Very interesting take to watch the space. So I guess we'll focus now our attention on educational aspects. I wondered if your companies are providing any educational value to help traders trade better. Are any of your companies doing that? Academies, anything like that?
So we are not into we're not actually into the education to for the brokers or for investor, but of course to educate investor in form of taking a wise decision of investing, we are part of that, but not as part of formal education way.
Okay, yourself?
So in our case, we offer education through our partners because a lot of our partners are educational academies. At the same time, we do offer educational videos on our own website, and we also work with technical analysts that they also provide their insights. But everybody needs to find their own level before they start taking any kind of education. They need to understand who they are, what they want, so they can find the kind of education that is suitable for them.
Right. In other words, do your own research. Make sure you know what you're doing. And one more thing about the IB structure and the commission profit sharing structure that you have. I feel this model is only has a time bomb on it, because if AI trading takes over, then why would you need a human to trade on your behalf? Why would you need to share profit with a human?
Well, the services of a partner is not just purely on trading. Also has to do with marketing as well, of course, which we also contribute to in that way. It has to do with having a human touch. I mean, AI is good, but you also need someone to speak with. Eventually, it comes down to that. I mean, otherwise, just talking with to the wall, it doesn't make sense.
Let me keep my job otherwise.
Exactly.
I'm an MC, I'm a presenter. But I'm just saying that, the AIs can be hired by, fake AIs using Sora, very, very indistinguishable from real life. And this can just say, oh, this is our partner, our IB partner, and this is doing a great job. Human touch element can be a screen, What are your views on this?
Yes, of course. Let's talk about next a 5 year or 10 year down the line. So we see a world which will be more dominated by AI. That things gonna be drastically change. Overall the way we work, the way we do business and trading, everything's gonna change. So it will be adaptive in a way, and still unfoldings are happening in this industry. But I don't see it's like a major threat. And if you talk about the volume, the business, it's going to just get better and better. The only thing will be for the Forex brokers or the market will be when the AI will be more stronger, the margins will be getting lesser, with let's say the spread that is there between country to like how now formal stock markets are. The arbitrage opportunities are gone or very less, minimal, So but now still crypto there are, So such thing will they will be like a market correctors and things will happen. Also, the government will use AI to have more control on things. So there will be more things coming up in the time, and for some time, maybe at the initial phase, AI may create some, as you say, that have something like ups and downs, and may have some, but it will again be like market will correct and find its own ways.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I mean, I think you guys both answered all my questions. I tried to grill you as much as I can, but everything, you have a very good response. I think, well, I'll just finish off with a message you'd like to share. I think for the audience here, the last message you'd like to share about your company, what is it that makes your broker or liquidity provider different, whether it's your IB structure, how you approach your commission, anything you'd like to share as a last message.
No, I would just like to give like a last message that I'm really thankful here to be here. It's one of the world's biggest and the largest Forex expo. And I interacted with some of the brokers, some of the attendees outside. It was amazing, amazing turnout, the crowd, it's like amazingly very well hosted. So I'm just wishing all the best for everybody here.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So I'm very excited to be here because I met a lot of different people in different countries, which is very interesting for me. As a last comment, I would like to say that there are not bad brokers out there. The question is to be able to find the one that is going to have the edge, the one that already had the notch to create something that is closer to your needs. And you need to try and find the broker that will be most suitable for your own needs.
Yeah, and I think one last message from my side. If you're looking for a broker, check how many licenses they have, what jurisdictions they're based in, how many regulations they have on them. The more regulations, the better, because that means they have more protocols and they have a bigger team, compliance team, to make sure that they don't mess up. One message from me: I'm a podcaster. I'm on YouTube. I do this all the time. I grill people in my show. I hope you guys were fine today. But I thank you all for watching, and I hope you found this insightful. Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause.
Thank you.